Yo, 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 y'all asked for the bigger bottles of the rose water, so I gave you bigger bottles of the rose water. What you waiting on? Order today. Link in the bio.
Oh, shit.
Stay down, came up, God made a way. Stay down, came up, God made a way. Stay down, came up, God made a way. Let me tell you about it. You can sit and wait around or you can make it happen. I've been walking in the spirit, ain't no way around it. And it's up, yeah. And it's up, yeah, yeah. Hey, pedal to the metal, headed to the top.
Purses by Tay. Touched by Tay.
Come on, Jake. Yeah, I like the way she praying fast with me, not just the way she looks. She wanna do a Bible study with me, told her grab the book. Walk in church, ice is busting down, know she had them shook. Chestnut checkers, knowing she my queen, told her move the wood. H-E-R, got the crown, she know she hurt. Know she watch and pray, covered by the blood, she on alert. Walk in church and turn it up, she high in spirit, need no purse. Independent woman, stacking up that bread, she make it work. She don't need no makeup, standing on her Bible, her foundation. She don't need no man, she locking in with God, no relation. She don't need no filter, she can rock it natural, his creation. She a dream girl, see her just in your imagination. In her bag, but she in her Bible too. Oh, you holy, huh? Threw away your sin, he made you new. Oh, you holy, huh? Pull up to the church like what it do. Oh, you holy, huh? Proverbs 31, you can't lose. Oh, you holy, huh? In her bag, but she in her Bible too. Oh, you holy, huh? Threw away your sin, he made you new. Oh, you holy, huh? Pull up to the church like what it do. Oh, you holy, huh? Proverbs 31, you can't lose. Oh, you holy, huh? Block list longer than the scripture, quit playing with her. If you don't put a ring up on her finger, I ain't laying with her. If Bible bookie ain't up in your purse, you ain't hanging with her. If you don't show her worth and treat her right, you ain't staying with her. She just walked in the church, can you hear? Ask her who the baddest is, she looking in the mirror. And she posted with the members, got her covered, can't get near. Blind faith, Bible study, built it up, can't walk in fear. She put God first in everything she do, get out her way. She can see right through the fake, don't check the game, you came to play. She checked her watch, got no time for games, not today. She gave her plan to God, threw it in the air like hey yo. She walk in church and people judge her off the way she look. Just cause she fine don't mean she ratchet, no she got the book. She been through hell and made it back, she did what it took. She ate it up and left no crumbs, dawg, just let her cook. Go ahead, in her bag, but she in her Bible too. Oh, you holy, huh? Threw away your sin, he made you new. Oh, you holy, huh? Pull up to the church like what it do. Oh, you holy, huh? Proverbs 31, you can't lose. Oh, you holy, huh? Bag, but she in her Bible too. Oh, you holy, huh? Threw away your sin, he made you new. Oh, you holy, huh? Pull up to the church like what it do. Oh, you holy, huh? Proverbs 31, you can't lose. Oh, you holy, huh? Stop playing with her, man. Stop playing with her. If you ain't fasting, you ain't praying, bro, you was not in her league.
Know what time it is? TMB with MONKEYMAN. Let's talk about it. CJ said, Mike and Pratt, that's the domino effect. Hey, TMB with MONKEYMAN, let's run it up. People talking down, but we don't give a fuck. And if you want to, nigga, then let's talk about it. CJ said, Mike and Pratt cause a domino effect. And when you beat the Browns, that's different, boo. Hard class include Michelle and BJ too. Welcome to the jungle, nigga, meet my crew. Hey, he's an animal. He's an animal. He's an animal. He's an animal. Say I told y'all, CJ said it was gonna be a domino effect with Mike and Pratt. God told me to introduce the Browns, which is Boo and Tip. And everybody know Michelle and BJ. Fuck standing on business. We stand on faith behind our business.
See, in my day, let me tell you something. I used to walk on water. Yeah, but see, I didn't have the power of God, because see, I had to stick my cigarette into some embalming fluid and smoke it to walk on water.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of TMB with Monkey Man. And I got a special guest today. She's a hair stylist and an entrepreneur. Let me get my tongue right. I'm drinking on this coffee, so I'm putting a little caffeine right now. Now, Delia, did I say it right? Now,
Nilda.
Nilda Pagan, everybody. Welcome Nilda Pagan to the show. Yeah, we got her in the building.
Thank you.
So I met Nilda one day. I was going to a spades game. Me and my wife was going to one of her cousin's spades game party, and we was in the parking lot, and she just got to sharing her testimony and story with me and the things she do. And I told her, you know what, my wife was like, my husband got a podcast, and she was, and I asked her, did she want to be on it, and did she mind telling us a little bit about herself, her story, and about what she do. So I'm gonna open it up like this. Neil, tell us where you from and stuff like that, and we'll go from there.
Well, I'm Nilda, right? I'm Nilda Pagan. I'm 31 years old. I was born in New York City, in the Bronx, New York City. I grew up between Connecticut, Puerto Rico, and New York. And then later on in life, I came here to Houston.
Okay, and what brought you to Houston?
What brought me to Houston, I came to visit, and coming from New York, people think here New Yorkers are rude, which is true in some sense, not intentionally most times. And so what drew me here was the hospitality. And I had three goals when I moved here was opportunity, stability. I was working three jobs and was only renting a room. It was a lot. And so it was opportunity, stability, and family.
Family. Yeah. Like if you would, like, just tell us a little bit about the things you done been through. Because one thing about my platform is we don't judge here, and we always like everybody know about my drug addictions and things like that. So
Mhm.
what things that have you been through and help you become stronger in your walk?
Well, to be honest, the biggest thing that has helped me, I'm gonna start with that, is knowing when to ask for help and being okay with help. Um, because I grew up part of my life in foster care in New York, and part of the time that I was in there, I was from foster home to foster home. There was an instant where, of course, not every foster home is dedicated to the child or to the person that's living there. And I've done some things. I would uh not be home some days because it was just I just couldn't handle. I didn't know how to deal with life, and I wasn't coached or guided on how to cope, how to be okay with things or what's right and what's wrong at that age, being a teenager, which that was very important because I needed guidance sometimes and would get it from the wrong people. And so when I moved here, the biggest thing that helped me, because I moved here in 2017, and that's like a year after is my marker of like my mental health and everything that started coming together. Because in 2018 I started going to a clinic and getting help. I stopped smoking weed, and then gradually I stopped drinking alcohol, and amongst other things that I did already had stopped already before I moved here, because I wanted a change of perspective and environment. Because where I was in New York, there was a lot of stealing, there was people shooting each other, and being around that environment on top of being a woman and dealing with life as a woman, in the workplace, outside of workplace, um, moving here, me reaching out to those people and going through that. And then I learned to circle myself around people who want better and who at least is trying to do better for themselves internally, because to be honest, it's internal, because everybody has their own baggage, right? And so with the baggage, some people put it in the back burner, forget about it. Some people, they live in it all the time. I learned to kind of like make time to process that um through therapy and talking to people, like knowing who to talk to, where before growing up I didn't know who to talk to, and I was just talking to everybody, or I didn't talk at all and kept it in at some point. And so learning to be able to be vulnerable and learn from that, and also learning how being vulnerable can help me, because I had this state of mind, right? I don't know if you can relate, or any of the people watching can relate, but I had this state of my mind, oh, if I cry, I'm soft. If I speak about my emotions, I'm soft. If I'm complaining about something, I'm soft. I'm weak, but going through what I've been going through with therapy, being sober, it helped me to clear my mind. And a big thing that I like just last year, I had an experience of being upset. I was so upset, I was nauseous and sick to myself. Excuse me, excuse me. And the way that I handle myself was so different from before, because of all the work that I have done. I was really upset. Normally, I was upset with someone because a situation happened. Back in the day, I would make their life miserable, sabotage them, whatever. But the way I handled it was, I talked to my boyfriend, I talked to my sister in law, and I talked with my therapist about what happened. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I feel like doing, but I'm having self control. What can I do so that I internally don't feel sick? Because, when you're upset, your blood rises, your heart rate rises, your breathing, rises. And so, breathing exercises, different exercises, like writing on a journal. I had stopped doing that. I did it once and I didn't do it again until last year I started doing it again, jotting notes of what I'm feeling, and breaking it down, where it's coming from and who I can reach out to, or what can I do to control myself and regulate my body. Because coming from an environment where I was in, it's kind of comes you have to come into like self-regulating and learning how to self-regulate and learning how to self-parent yourself again, you know and so in that sense, when everything happened, I was able to reach in, like go in my little cloud of items that I can grab and work through them. And eventually I felt better later on in the day. And as I recapped everything that happened, I think I handled myself pretty well. Um, Usually sometimes I would like keep it in and break down, but I did pretty well. Came back to work the next day. I was okay. Um, and I was able to articulate what was going on. But yeah, the biggest thing is realizing, okay, I can't do this. I don't know what to do. I can't do this by myself. What I'm doing is not working. I need something different. And then reaching out to people who can help you access that. Because a lot of times, it's not even that they have something. It's something you already understand in a way, but you can't access it yourself within yourself, because you don't have knowledge of what you're feeling. Sometimes describing an emotion is hard, or you've never experienced that before, especially when you're being sober, because you're so used to being high, or like being in this state of mind, that you don't feel these emotions. And if you don't feel it, you don't know what's wrong, or you process things, but it's like it just goes away, because your mind is not working the way it's designed to work. And so being said, knowing how to when to get help and to get help, because that's all I do now. Something happens, if I don't know what to do or if it's too much overwhelming, I take a second, think, who can I reach out, or what can I do, even researching online, different stuff I can do, or what's the one time I was like really upset and looked up resentment, right? And when I looked up resentment, I looked up all the different stuff that's resentment. There's anger, fear, and all these different emotions and where they come from, where they can't come from. And that kind of helped me put on paper what I needed, what was going on. And then I could think, okay, this is who I need to go to. This is what I can do that I've done before, to get to come back and recenter myself.
Man, let me tell you something. Have you ever been to AA?
Oh, I've been to NA and I've been to AA. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
at some point I was at AA, NA, I think twice or three times a week. And in AA I tried once, but it wasn't. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
no. Let me tell you something. So we call it the fellowship, and
Hmm.
I'm a active NA. I mean, I'm an active AACA member, and when I hear you talk, I hear the lingo. That's how I know you're a part of the. You done been around the fellowship. I can hear how you talk and the
Yeah, I've
things you
I've
say.
I've been to them. I've been to them. I used to go to them very frequently when I was homeless, for some time, and but I never got a sponsor, for it. I just know that I went to through therapy and some other stuff where I had like designated people that would look out for me and remind me certain things, and kind of like a sponsor, but it wasn't like an NA sponsor per se. But
And I'm glad you went down through there like that because, and it's crazy you said this because earlier I was just talking. Now let me ask you this: when you didn't talk, was there certain ways that you acted out and you didn't, and before you got help, like you were so
mhm.
tired of holding? Was it like you have fits, or like you say you'll break down and cry? Or have you ever felt like you was about to have a nervous breakdown, or what?
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I'm gonna be honest, like NA, when I went to NA, I think the first two times someone really like was like tearing up and like saying this and was really upset about something, you know? And they referred back to their family roots and how their family was, and it was so real. Like that gave me a sense of like it's okay to not be okay, and what matters is what you do, with those emotions or whatever you're feeling.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: What made you say, "Fuck it"? I need to talk to somebody, or at least try, because I'm tired of feeling all these feelings. What made you want to go to therapy? What made you say, "Fuck it"? I gotta tell somebody what's going on with me.
Well, it started as wanting to survive, right? Because with my diagnosis, which I'm not going to say here,
Right.
I can express depression in a sense where I don't want to be here anymore, you know?
Mm.
And there was a time where I said, you know what? I was going to therapy for myself, but like it was different. What hit was when I decided to take charge of my life, and I said to be committed to therapy. One thing is to go to therapy and just sit there, or go to NA and just sit there and not say nothing. And then another is to actually be involved in your process, you know.
Yeah.
And what hit me was, it was almost like I was living a nightmare. That's the best way I can explain it. I was daydreaming throughout the day, and it was a nightmare. It was nightmare all day. And I was like, no, no, fighting myself, fighting myself, fighting myself. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this no more. I already probably had a suicide attempt already. I'm like, nothing's gonna work. It's like it's not gonna happen. So I'm like, at this point, I basically, so when I was like basically gave up, but I gave up I'm trying to mask it, you know? I gave up on trying to, how do you say, to fix it, you know? And because that's what I would do. I would overwhelm myself and overwork myself on trying to fix this, fix everybody, you know, and
Yeah.
overwhelm myself. And I said, you know what? No, you know, I have to work on myself. And part of it too is like always reminding myself, like, you know, love your neighbor as you love yourself, right? It says, the Bible says, but how can you love your neighbor? That's you know, that's what I was thinking. I want to have a marriage. I want to have children. But how can I love them if I can't love myself the way I need to love myself,
Come
you
on
know?
now. Come on. Yeah.
And so that's when I said, okay, I need to love myself better. I need to work on my self-esteem and I need to work on myself. And I don't know how, so I got to do what I got to do to find out how. You know, I tried a lot of different things, you know, and by myself, no man is an island to me, you know, like we weren't designed, our body, our brains, everything. We're not designed to deal with life alone, you know. We're not just designed to live alone. That's why we have babies, you know. Takes two to have a baby, you know. And I think that's part of it, you know, where I felt alone and I didn't want to be alone anymore dealing with it because it was just too much. I was
Yeah.
always sad. I was always angry, you know, and I felt like I saw like a light enlightenment through getting that type of help.
Mhm. And you know what you said, some key things, and the thing about it is, and that's what made me go to start going to rehab and AA. And it's crazy. I'm gonna say two things. I'm gonna ask you a question about one. You said I tried to fix everything in NA and AA and all that. We call it trying to play God. I'm trying to play God. I'm trying to fix everything around me to make
Mhm.
me feel better, but I'm not working on myself. And everything I try to fix blow up in my face. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody I try to help, everything I try to fix, it backfire on me. But let me ask you this: when you start working on yourself and start fixing yourself and start working on you, did everything around you start getting better?
Um,
You know what I'm
Actually, I did feel a relief because I was able to let go a lot of stuff. But I mean, there was a lot of work to do, you know?
saying?
It wasn't like it was a big change. Like I did feel a change. It was there, but it took time to actually feel somewhat okay again. You know, it took time. It's not like I woke up the next day, oh, and it was okay. Oh yeah, it's, you know, everything's perfect. No, I mean, stuff right now is not perfect, you know? But what's perfect is the imperfection in it because I get strength, I get knowledge, and I get courage to continue on, you know?
Right, right. Every day not gonna be perfect. That's just life.
Mhm.
But like you say, and I'm dealing with it too, cause like I said, I only got like a year and probably some months sober. Probably year and 3 months sober type shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But the way I handle stuff is a lot different. The way I deal with stuff is a lot different. Now, it's one thing you said too. I'm feeling a lot of emotions I never felt before because I was high all the
Yeah.
damn time. You know what I'm saying? So even when I feel certain emotions, I don't know how to react to it because I never took the time out to be
And
like, oh,
you know what? I told my therapist, I was like, Mister, I was like, I felt this. I feel like I'm crazy or something wrong with me. And he was like, look, what you were feeling was something everybody feels when they're upset, you know? And I'm like, oh, so I'm just feeling this because I never felt this before.
well, you know what? The thing about it is, okay, it's like, and I'm gonna tell you, feelings are like drugs. So it comes to a point, yeah, we felt it, but we ran so quick to numb it that we didn't fully feel the intensity. Now that we
Hmm.
sober, we feeling the intensity of it. You know how you
Yeah.
smoke weed, but then it hits you later. It's the
Yeah.
same thing with feelings. We feel a little buzz, and then we feel the fullest aspect. And once we feel the full intensity of that moment of that feeling that we feeling, we don't know how to react to it because our body say, "Let's go get high," but our mind
Mhm.
telling us, "Nah,
And you
what
know
should
what's
I feel?"
crazy? In that sense too, we become addicted to our emotion. Cause I tell you, when that thing happened, I was trying to regulate myself, but at the same time, I was really upset, and I just kept thinking like, I'm gonna go do something. I'm gonna go do something. I'm gonna go do something. And I'm like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, yeah, 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 But that's another thing, And then I finally sat down, wrote down what I was feeling. This is what it is. This is what it is. And then I try to like self-talk, do some self-talk too, because like even though we're feeling what we're feeling, it's normal and all, but it doesn't make us a bad person, to feel what we feel, because everybody feels those feelings, and also it's what makes us human, and another thing, even though we're processing these things the way that we're processing it sometimes, like it's just the feeling that we're feeling, but it's not really what we want to do, at the moment, because we know there's consequences to stuff, you know, and so that's where you come in and think about the consequences, everything that you have, you know, then you start breaking down the seriousness of the situation if you want, and that's where you're like, okay, I don't need to be that upset, and because back in the day, I would have been like, yeah, let's go.
But you know what? And it took a counselor when I was in rehab, and it fucked me up. So as a child, and I want everybody that's watching to listen to this, especially people my age of the 42 and up category. There used to be cartoons where you got a devil on one shoulder and an angel on another shoulder. Now you just said something. When shit happens, one part of your mind saying, "Yeah, yeah, 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 let's go beat their ass." You know what I'm saying? That's the devil. And it's another part that's saying, "Nah, that's the angel." So
Mhm.
they've been grooming us with this shit for years. And
Yeah.
I say, so because I go through it too. You have a real live argument in your head, like you arguing with
Yeah, but
yourself, like,
you know what? I feel like in those cartoons they put those two, but they didn't put the balance in there. They didn't include the balance that needed to be in there in those cartoons for children to understand that yes, you have the devil and you have the angel, right? And then there's you, which you are human, and you can make decisions and you can bring those two to a balance,
right, right, right. So okay, so now let me ask you this: how did you learn how to do hair? What made you get into the hair situation?
Okay. So I used to always like braids, man. I used to love them cornrows. I was like 8 years old. I told my mom I didn't want my mom doing my hair no more. Cause you see this hair? This is not a perm. I got product in it, okay? This is not a perm. It's my hair, goes out my hair. And it's hard to brush sometimes, even now, when it was long, But I didn't want my mom doing my hair anymore because it hurt to get my hair detangled, So every day, when I was 8 years old, I would try to braid my own hair. Like I wouldn't even look at the mirror. I would just try to like braid it, do it like a little cornrow. And if I didn't get it by the time I had to go to leave to go to school, I would tie it in a tie, and tie it to another tie, then tie it to another tie. That way I still had the parting, in a sense. And I would go to school like that. And then the next day I would try it again. And little by little I started doing it. And then by the age of 13, that's when I had did my friend's a friend of my friend's hair, which she paid me to do her hair.
Did you know what you were doing, or you just did it?
I didn't, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just trying to braid it, and then eventually like I did it. I just like, I don't know, it's just it was a lot of trial and error, because then after trying to take that braid out, whatever I did, it was hard to untangle it, the mess. But yeah, so that's how that was. And my mom didn't like me getting braids because I think like she didn't understand the maintenance of it and how to like take care of it and how to detangle it and take it out.
Hey, if anybody got any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. So you was naturally taught. You taught yourself how to do hair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the crazy thing is during that time too, like I don't know how long ago before that, but I know people with curly hair were getting a lot of relaxers in their hair. And my mom, I'm not gonna this is to me it's funny, but one time my mom wanted to get a relaxer in my hair. She had my babysitter go get it, and I guess she told my babysitter I know which one, and so she wanted me to get the box with the little girl with the straight hair, and I told her it was the box with the girl with the curly hair. so so she wanted straight because I always love my curls, but that's the thing about us, right? Our parents do what they know they think they can do for us in the best way that they know how to, you know. And in that sense, by her wanting me to get a relaxers to better manage my hair, you know, because she did try to do my hair, you know, at that time, but I took over, you know, started doing my own hair and stuff. It took a lot of trial and error. um Definitely I didn't have product knowledge at that age or growing up, because again, my mom had like somewhat of a different pattern than I did in my hair, in her hair. And some of my grandfather and when I stayed with them in Connecticut, his wife was white and is white, and most of them, none of them had my curly hair like curly hair like mine, and so they didn't know how to manage my hair. Eventually they learned over the years, you know.
Right.
But yeah,
Um. So let me ask you this. So how old was you when you moved to Houston?
I was 25 and I didn't have a driver's license.
No.
2 months later, I had a driver's license. Man, I was born in New York. I never thought I would get a driver's license.
Yeah, shit. Don't worry about it. I'm 42 and I ain't got a driver's license. But there's other shit going on with that. But anyway, so like, um, how I mean, like, tell us, more about your business and where you're located and stuff like that.
So right now, the physical location where I'm at right now is off of Loetta and Kirkendall over here in Spring. I do plan on maybe finding like a maybe, I'm thinking about it. I'm not like on a decision for it yet of finding a place where I can do it where it's like closer, because I get clients from like Katy, from the South Side, from downtown Houston, you know. So trying to find like a medium for everybody to get to. Um, but the ultimate goal right now, like, is to like work my way up to have a mobile shop where I can like get permits to post up in places, and then also to maybe once a week work with a nonprofit and do stuff for the homeless, you know, because I was homeless for 2 years, right? And while I was homeless, I wasn't just like trying to be homeless, panhandle or anything like that, you know? And there's people out there who are homeless and they really don't have any help, you know, and being in Houston, you know, there's not many shelters available for people, you know?
Right.
And so something as little as a shampoo or maybe, you know, even a shower, like the mobile shop I want to have is like I wanted to have a shower in there, you know, so they could shower and have a change of clothes to switch out for the day. Because when I was homeless, I carried a book bag with minimal stuff, all my stuff. I had it in the storage. and I just took a shower somewhere, Planet Fitness or somewhere where they were offering showers, and then I would go about my day to try to handle my stuff, you know. And I felt like that made a change for me, you know, that helped me manage all of that was going on, you know. And yeah, so I'm the location is in Spring. I do travel sometimes to people. Um and I do sometimes take people in my home if it's closer to them. But for like people that come to my home, I have to like see them first at the salon and get to know them a little better, you know? Because again, it's my sanctuary. So not everybody can come in.
Yeah, that's real spill because a person always say you never know what type of spirit might come into your house off of people. Yeah, so you have to get to know
And you
them,
know
get them.
what? Talking about spirits, right? People, I don't know if clients know that, but for me, for every client that comes in my chair, after I go to the bathroom or go to the back, and I take like 5 minutes to myself, 10 minutes to myself to recenter my energy and my spirit, because you know I do believe in transfer of energy and transfer of emotion. So if a client comes in upset, you know, I might wind up upset after, or or after, after the fact, if I don't take that moment to regulate myself back to normal, if they're really upset or they're overwhelmed with work, and overwhelmed with work, and they're like working while they're, and they're frustrated with me because I need them to move a certain way or something. And, it just overflows into other things, and I like to believe to treat my clients, every client that sits in my chair, as a human being, as a human,
Right.
because that's what was done to me when I was homeless. I want to give that to every person, no matter if they're paying or not, to treat them as a human being, not just someone who's coming to do their hair and give me their money, you know, not someone who's going to promote me, not someone who's going to be a brand ambassador or whatever, Everyone that comes in a hair salon should be treated not like a number, like a jailbird, not a jail, like a jail person, who's like in jail, just a number,
Right,
someone,
right.
a jail to society, like no, a jail person to society, no, and that's what I want to bring to every individual, because people come to do their hair to unwind sometimes, People come to do their hair to feel better about themselves, That's why back in the day they say so many times, like a hairstylist is like a therapist, Um but I really, 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 really want that mobile shop, or to post up somewhere with a permit, obviously, because it has to have legality um and stuff. And I feel like even then I would want to treat people like human, like
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very important in the hair industry.
Homegirl CJ say she can't wait to work with you because that's the lady with the nonprofit. And
Okay.
soon as I get off, soon as I get off, if you don't mind, CJ, I'm gonna give her your number and I give you her. I mean, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna exchange numbers through them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. She say we got you, boo. And yeah. And I'm finna call my boy Mike because I told you that's the one I show you be cutting the homeless hair
Yeah.
downtown. And yeah, we'll get it together.
But I
Even
mean, if I think being that CJ, the lady's name is CJ, right? So CJ has the nonprofit, right? If CJ has a location, and maybe get like a van and have them pull up to the location to like shower, or and then let them go about their day, or to have them have a tent up with her information, so that, because we or I don't I don't own a no profit. So like when there's a nonprofit involved, I feel like there's more leeway as in legalities, you know. But that's another time.
let me get on when the show is over
so I can introduce myself. Okay, yeah. So when I do the show, don't drop out. I'm gonna bring her up. Matter of fact, you can go ahead and jump up here now, sis, and introduce yourself. Shit, you can come on up here now. I sent you the link. Yeah, let me know when you get the show is over so I can introduce myself. So I can do that. Sounds wonderful. Yes. See, that's the thing about it. She, whatever she needs you to do, she can find out how to do it. You see what I'm saying? She
Okay.
can find out because they do got a place downtown when I was homeless called the Beacon, and they got another one called the Bristol. And I know they let you wash your clothes.
I've been in the area where the beacon is. I've seen people who are outside and stuff. Um,
Right. There go Miss CJ right there.
Hello, how you doing?
hello, it's CJ.
It is a pleasure to sit on this platform and meet you and hear your story. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I just want to say I am definitely moved and have been in awe just to, with your transparency. This is what we love. And this is actually one of the reasons that I started my nonprofit here in Houston, where we do, our first goal is to mentor adolescents and adults to deal with
Mm-hmm.
their mental health so they can get better, and we actually continue to go out in the community and help others to get better, right? Because as
Mm-hmm.
a collective, if we do it in numbers, we reach more people.
Yeah.
And myself, I'm a hairstylist. I've been doing hair, yes, ma'am, natural specialist. I've been doing hair for over 20 years. And I myself get with other teams of barbers and beauticians, and we go downtown. We go post up at different areas where we know I like to call them less fortunate. I don't consider them or say homeless
Yeah.
because that's not their choice. It's their situation at the time.
Yeah.
And so I refer to them as less fortunate. And what we do is like downtown has a big library where they do
Oh yeah,
allow the
yeah,
less.
yeah, yeah. I've been there. I've gotten a couple
Okay.
books from there.
Yeah, they allow the less fortunate to come in and do resumes and whatnot because those people are actually trying to help themselves and
Yeah.
get into a better situation. So we literally go out there as teams and give out free haircuts and free hairdos to those individuals that we know can't walk into a regular
Do you
beauty shop or a
do you
barber
guys
shop.
do workshops for them and stuff like for resume
Well,
critique and
so I am actually working with the resume lady, marketing lady here right now. And so what we're doing, I don't have my own building. I have partnerships with people who have buildings. And so that is what we do. We host what we call them conferences and whatnot. And but see, the thing is, trying to do it at a building, you have to consider the less fortunate don't have transportation, so we have to go where they are, right? So
yeah.
we have done it where we take our
Or
computers and things.
like in Connecticut when I was homeless, they had like a van they would pick people up.
Yeah. Now we have to be very what you have to understand about Houston does have laws and regulations, right?
Okay.
Even like going downtown, if you've been downtown, there's a group out there that calls they're called bomb bombs, food, not bombs or whatever, and they feed the less fortunate right out there. But when I tell you, my girlfriend, she's the head of it. I've been working with her for years. They pass out about 30 tickets to the volunteers, to us. If you're out there and you are doing anything where you're passing anything out to the less fortunate, that is considered a violation here in the state. I mean, in the city of Houston. So they get. I mean, we're up to like 600 tickets just from being out there for these past years of actually trying to help. And so when I say that there are several regulations, so we can't go out there with a van and post up here in the city of Houston because
No,
our
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is, right, if you do it in a building, someone with a van, or if you have a spare van, just go pick them up and bring them to the building. Because that's what they
yeah
used to do in Connecticut. They didn't
yeah
do anything that they did, they didn't do it outside. They pick
Right. Let
people
me
up
ask
and
you
take
this.
them somewhere to do it.
No, now let me ask you this, CJ, and or maybe you know somebody. we need to go talk to City Hall about that shit
Yeah, well,
because
see,
how you
we've
gonna
been
put a
talking to the mayor. We've been dealing with the mayor and this for years. I'm so serious when I say I'm connected to so many different people here, Sylvester Turner and them and whatnot. They literally, because Texas is like an independent state, our rules
yeah,
and our regulations are completely jacked up.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Tell the
so
truth.
jacked up.
Tell the truth. We damn near our own country. Texas
Correct.
damn near his own country. Yeah. So
Correct. So
yeah.
you have more red that says no. You have blue that wants to. Blue will say yes, whatever we need to do to get these people off the street to help. Da da da.
Yeah.
But the red has so much power. You pick up a homeless. Excuse me. You pick up a less fortunate in a van, and they see you take them to a building. You're gonna get a ticket
Oh.
because you are now in violation. Okay, because at the end of the day, the shelters and everything that are in place, and I'm gonna say this, and
What if what
it's
if
probably gonna expose
what
too
if
much.
what if we like are you connected with any of the shelters where they call the
Yeah,
homeless the that's fortunately could pop up? Because
that's what I was.
that was one
Hold
of
on,
my
hold on,
plans.
Miss Nilda. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, and I'm trying to give you the. I'm trying to give you the goods, so you can you don't even have to worry yourself about trying. What if we do this? What if we do this? So the way it works is the shelters is a it's a way to help, but it's also a way to hide money. So at any time you go in with the shelters, we have several partnerships, but you have to be careful of who you actually work with because a lot of the shelters still have several regulations because the money has to be accounted for. Every individual in that facility, they get a check for. There's a time frame for it. And so you can't just walk in there it's a process that you're going to have to go through because they're going to get paid for the work that you do. We don't like to deal with those kind of shelters because what we're doing is we're doing it so they can get the help that they need. We don't want them to go through a process for you to tell them whether you can help them or not. We want to go in and give them the help. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so there are some shelters, and you and I will talk more
Yes, ma'am.
because we also have my nonprofit. We have a partnership with the YMCA. That is not a that's not a homeless shelter, but it's a community for people. Anybody can come. See, there's differences when you do a outreach. Outreach can help anybody. When you do a shelter, that those people have to literally be homeless or, you know what I'm saying, nowhere to go, no money in their pocket, no job. And so it stops and regulates your help depending on what agencies you make the connections with. But the way we do it, we get to go wherever we want, wherever the need is. We know where to go to be able to get out there. Our mission: go do some haircuts, to let them know what, find out what they need help with, a resume and this and that other, and then provide them with the resources.
Yes.
hmm So, like I said, we definitely will talk more about everything that you want to do. I just want to make sure that when you have, because the heart that you have, you're ready to go out. You're ready to go out swinging. And I absolutely love it. I just don't want you to run into the brick walls that I ran into. I ran into a lot of brick walls and it discouraged me because my thing
Yeah.
was, I just want to help. But it was God lining it up to say, oh, no, you're going to be able to help in the way that you want to, and nobody's going to be able to stop you. And so that's what I want you to understand. I went through the whole process of what I can do and what I cannot do.
Yeah,
And
that's why
so
I haven't gone and done anything yet because I'm trying to make sure I get all the information, and if I need to get connected with anyone, get connected. That's why I haven't gone anywhere to do anything yet.
Right. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the tools that you need. And we'll support you and be behind you 100%. And then you can take it and you can start your own and show somebody else how to do it. Because I tell people all the time, we do it quicker and better in numbers. But I just don't want you to. I don't want you to run into those brick walls that I ran into. When I started off doing this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but I love it. I love your heart. You're an amazing woman. I cannot wait to work with you. And then also, I'm going to show you. I have a male barber friend. He owns a barbershop, but he also has his own mobile. He took a bus and turned it into his mobile barber shop. And
Yeah.
so that's what he does. And it is so cheap to get one of those. So if we need to
I could
do like
really learn a lot from him because I'm a cosmetologist, but I'm also a barber too. So
okay,
I'm
okay.
trying to.
I'll make sure to hook you up with him as well. And I heard you say that you're in Apollouetta, so you're not far from me at all. And then he's not far from us either. So I'll definitely hook you and him up so you can just pick his brain, find out how he did it, and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
I can't wait to work with you.
Thank you.
so before we go, do you have any, Nilda, you got any words of encouragement for anybody that's going through something to help them through it or whatever the case may be?
Well, I know when I've been going through stuff, I don't want to hear it's okay. So all I have to say is do what you need to do to get out of the situation and do it with everything you got. Give it all you got. Um, because no one can do for you like you can do for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. This is her. Damn, I wish I can blow it up, but don't worry about it because I'm gonna make you a commercial and I'm gonna run it on my show just like everybody else commercial you've seen. I'm gonna give a few pictures from you. I'm gonna get some of your stuff and I'm gonna make a commercial for you and I'm gonna run it on my show where people can contact you and reach you and do the things. And I'm gonna hook up, like I say, I got a partner and I'm finna call him right now as soon as we get off of here. And so y'all can hook up with the haircuts downtown. I think they do that like once a month or every week or some shit like that or every
Hmm.
two. But I'm gonna find out. Matter of fact, you gonna find out because that's gonna be your thing. Look here. One thing about this show, and I'm gonna tell you too, you might need to start coming on my show. Let's talk about it. Where we talk about a lot of stuff for as far because you can help people too. You know what I'm saying? You got a. I want to tell you, you got a beautiful message. You got a beautiful testimony. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't want to. Because most of the time I talk about how I've been through what I've been through, but it's good to hear other people go walk the same path I walk.
No, you can
And
relate.
yeah,
You're not alone. Yeah.
and then we here today helping others. You know what I'm saying? Do it amaze you sometimes because it amazes me that hell I was the person that need help. Now I'm helping other people. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's what makes us passionate though. And like I say, I appreciate you for well it was really God that brought us together because you just started talking to us and me and my wife and we fell right in love with you and like, you know what, yeah, we gonna hook up with the people we need to. Soon as CJ heard your story, she put it right in the bottom. Hey, I love her already. So you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And my homegirl, Dolly Bell say, Nilda, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story with us. It is so inspiring and life changing, not only for you, but I believe you can help so many listening. Yeah, because you gave a great
Thank you.
testimony. So look here, this ain't the end. We're gonna keep in contact. We got events coming up, and we'd love for you to come and your boyfriend or whatever the case come and come hang out with us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Um, hey, with that being said, this been another TMB with Monkey Man. We out of here.
Know what time it is? TMB with MONKEYMAN. Let's talk about it. CJ said, Mike and Pratt, that's the domino effect. Hey, TMB with MONKEYMAN, let's run it up. People talking down, but we don't give a fuck. And if you want to, nigga, then let's talk about it. CJ said, Mike and Pratt cause a domino effect. And when you beat the Browns, that's different, boo. Hard class include Michelle and BJ too. Welcome to the jungle, nigga, meet my crew. Hey, he's an animal.